Want to know what's going on in the games industry?
No.
I'm gonna tell you anyway. Too bad.
Great.
So a couple days ago, okay, the biggest news going on right now is probably the fact that Epic just laid off 1,000 people all at once.
This is, I never heard of this Epic.
Epic Games, oh, they're just one of the biggest, most famous, most powerful, richest game company in the US ever of all time. That's all.
Did they send them like an email? Like, hey, you're out of here? Or was it
Yeah, there's a company-wide email slash Twitter post
a Twitter
where,
post?
well, I same difference, right? I think he made a public-facing kind of message meant both for the employees and for the public at large. Um, just explaining the
Saying,
situation.
sorry, we suck.
Yeah. Sorry, we're here again because this isn't their first mass uh, round of layoffs.
Why? Because their game did poorly?
Their game is doing fantastic. Their main game is called Fortnite, and it's last year for 2025 reportedly raked in like $6 billion. So that's great. The only problem is their overhead makes it so that maybe they spend more than they make. Is kind of one of the reasons that he pointed to in that message. So yeah, on paper it sounds like they're making infinite money, but the way the business model, I guess, it's kind of like the restaurant business where the margins are very tight. And if you're not careful, there are no margins. Um, that is the reported reason why this is happening.
What's that about? I feel like they overhire when they need a game to come out and then they fire them all.
Yeah. So this represents about a quarter or a fifth of their entire workforce. They had 4,000 employees or around there, and slashing 1,000 reduces it. I mean, they still have a couple thousand employees even after this. Um, so they're a big company.
What's the sentiment? People are pissed.
Well, they're not happy, and
Do
like,
people feel like it's unwarranted?
well, if you're spending more than you're making, then it makes logical sense that this is kind of what you have to do to survive. And it's funny to use that word in the same sentence as epic because you're, making billions of dollars every year and you're struggling to survive, right? It seems like, well, it feels a little funny to say it out loud like that, right?
Yeah. Who are they? Who do they let go? Like the juniors?
No, a bunch of seniors too. A bunch of people who've been there from the beginning, people who've been there for 10 years, 7 years, 12 years.
Maybe they were just cleaning house.
Maybe, well, so it's like this. The longer you've been there, the more rounds of promotions and raises that you've gone through. So you're gonna be kind of the more expensive of the staff, and maybe that could be a reason why you're targeted, despite seniority, is just you cost a lot. So, you know, firing a senior position staff would be the equivalent of firing like three or four juniors. So that could be part of the logic.
Well,
Who
according
knows?
to that French studio that won that award, what was the award they won? Like best game or something?
They won all the awards in every category. They swept.
What was the name of that
Expedition.
expedition? According to them, you really only need like a handful of seniors anyway, and everyone else can just be junior.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need to for everybody to be senior, really. Juniors can be trained. Juniors become seniors as they gain experience, and seniors just keep getting more expensive.
So a place like Epic would theoretically they would train up all their juniors and then they'd have too many seniors. I mean, this is all in theory, right? Because we don't know exactly who got laid off.
I mean, it's completely speculation. We don't know how many of those thousands were juniors, how many of them were full time or contract, or even like directly touching the games. Maybe they were part of admin, maybe they were part of HR,
Wait, does
you
it
know?
count if they're contractors? That's not a layoff. That's
Um,
just like a contract termination.
that's a distinction that some people have made. It's like this is just 1,000 people laid off just who are full-time staff, and how, who knows how many like non full-time staff, contractors, part-timers were let go also that are not a part of this 1,000 person layoff.
Yeah. But I feel like it's just another Thursday, like in the games
It
industry.
really is, because I feel like, well, it's all a blur now, because I'm pretty sure there was a layoff news from another studio a few days ago, a week ago, a week before that. So yeah, it's not the most shocking thing. The It is shocking that this is coming from such a famous, successful studio, though, and the implication beyond, things looking bad for this particular company is, you know, what does this say about the massive multiplayer live service game phenomenon that, of that type of game, this company has found the most success. They have made it into this thing that other studios try and chase with their own version of what they got with this live service phenomenon they have under their hands called Fortnite. If they're kind of starting to fall apart, if this business model isn't working for the biggest game in that market, then what does that say about everyone else who's trying to like replicate their success? It's like, well, it should give everyone pause. It's like, are we all headed off a cliff, by chasing this live service, trying to chase live service success?
Is this live service thing new or what?
No, it's been around for a while, but I guess even the most popular genres have their day, and an eventual kind of decline in popularity.
Oh, so you think the live games are going downhill?
I mean, there's still successful examples, and Fortnite is still making crazy money. There's a lot of money to be made in that type of game,
Oh, but maybe it hit a ceiling.
but maybe it hit a ceiling, exactly, and it's just getting harder and harder. And there's a huge graveyard of attempts made at those types of games where it's extremely high risk, it turns out.
Oh, well, that sucks. This is not fun news.
No, it never is.
Oh, what happened to that game?
What game?
What happened to the Korean game? Did it do well?
Crimson Desert?
I guess.
Well, oh yeah, so that's kind of good news is the new game coming out and like doing really well in terms of sales. It had a little bit of a bump in the road when it first came out because of mixed reviews. Mixed reviews not just from like professional journalists, but also from the users, from players. But since then, it's been like a couple weeks
It's
since it
only
came
been a
out.
week.
Has it only been a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out like yesterday. The user reviews have gone up on Steam from mixed to like mostly positive.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, and it's turning out that the more, yeah, it was one of those games where everybody has a kind of mediocre or negative initial experience, but the game apparently opens up after you put in about a dozen hours. So
10, 10 plus hours for the game to become good.
yeah, yeah, for the tutorial sections for you to come out of the tutorial areas.
Is that a
Um,
game develop like a game design flaw?
it might be,
Like, how long should a game show you how to play?
yeah, ideally you're hooked right from the beginning. Um, I don't know, but now that there's positive word of mouth, you can start the game brand new, have that, kind of like rough initial period, but knowing what everyone has been saying about what comes after, you can push through
For 10
for 10
hours.
hours. Yeah, that would take me like 2, 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks of playing
Yeah.
for a casual player, right? Because there's like gamers and then there's casual players. So a
Yeah.
casual player, it might be hard for them to get through 10
Yeah.
hours. But I guess it's doing well enough. People sit through it.
Oh, I think it's doing better than well enough. It's a verified hit, huge hit. Sold like 2 million or 3 million copies already.
See? That's what I'm talking about. Good news.